Well, guys, man, things are getting kind of funny, man. Seems like the Cleveland insiders going back and forth with one another. It's kind of seeming like Tony Grossi is taking a shot in a dig at Mary Kay Cabot. These insiders are crashing out over this whole quarterback situation that's going on in Cleveland. You heard what Mary Kay said with her breaking news. And that's not facts. That's an opinion. So Tony Grossi makes fun of it and comes out on 92.3 The Fan, and he made his statement. Did Tony Grossi take a shot at Mary Kay and embarrass her? We're now tuned into a brand new episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. And we got to talk about the shot heard around the world that Tony Grossi fired off at Mary Kay Cabot. And we're going to talk about it right after this.
What's up, K-Sap? Yeah. James Ford, that's me. Let me talk to him. Let's get it.
Simply ball dropping, simply ball dropping. Chopping up these topics, man, I'm simply ball dropping. Driving coast to coast, making moves, ain't stopping. Driving coast to coast, making moves, ain't stopping. Nah.
Hey, let me put you on game. These other podcasts out here talking that shit, but ain't repping the same. Nah, this my bro K-Sap, chopping up topics for your optics. From politics to your top picks. Tune in, you gotta watch this. Exclusive material for your radio stereo, pumping high definition. Stop what you doing and listen. We smashing all competition. You better jump on this wave. Somebody pass me a mic, man. I got something to say.
And now, your host of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the man behind the mic, K-Sap.
Well, guys, man, we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about the shot heard around the world, man. The Cleveland insiders and the Cleveland media are unraveling over this quarterback situation. Now, we all talked about Mary Kay when she broke her news about Deshaun Watson being the front runner for QB1. And he has surpassed Shedeur Sanders, and Shedeur Sanders got a lot of ground to make up. And she broke it on her X page, Twitter, talking about with her breaking news, her sources, wherever her sources are, whoever's telling her this. But like I told you guys, a lie don't care who tells it. And she didn't state the facts. Everybody started going at her. We heard what Shiloh Sanders had to say about her reporting. Please report facts, not your opinion. Everybody got wind of it. It was blown up all over mainstream media, all these social media sites. Mary Kay Cabot got a lot of engagement on what she did. And then we go talk about how she still disrespects Shedeur Sanders when he returned to Colorado and got his degree in sociology. And Mary Kay Cabot came out and said that, he goes back to get his diploma. That's another underhanded compliment. Everybody feels that she has a certain agenda against Shedeur Sanders. And the crazy thing about it is Mary Kay Cabot is to a point where Deshaun Watson, you didn't feel too hot about Deshaun Watson. But now that Shedeur Sanders is in the building, you can't stand Shedeur Sanders so much. You forgave Deshaun Watson, and you giving Deshaun Watson all this grace and all this publicity. What has Deshaun Watson did for the Cleveland Browns in the 5 years that he's been there? He's only tallied up 19 games. He's been hurt. The best ability is availability, and he hasn't been available. But now all of a sudden, he's the GOAT. He's the MVP. just because he's been there and done that at a high level in Houston, but he hasn't done nothing for the Cleveland Browns. And now everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has weighed in and think that the Cleveland Browns should name Deshaun Watson the starter. So let's listen to Tony Grossi, because Tony Grossi, he fired off a shot at Mary Kay Cabot, poked fun at her. And it's like the Cleveland insiders, they crashing out. All the insiders and all the Cleveland media, it seems like they're going at each other over this quarterback situation that's brewing in Cleveland, where it's supposed to be a competition. And Todd Monken made it abundantly clear that it's a quarterback competition. We heard what Todd Monken had to say on 92.3 The Fan with Tony Grossi and Tony Rizzo. He said he's not there yet. And he said the same thing on the Ken Carman and Anthony Lima show. He's not there yet. He hasn't picked out a quarterback. So that's why Mary Kay did not report the facts. She reported her opinions. So now let's listen to how Tony Grossi framed it up and what he said. This is what Tony Grossi had to say on 92.3 The Fan. Let's take a listen to what Tony Grossi said and listen to the shot that he took at Mary Kay Cabot. Take a listen.
It's my opinion that Watson will prevail. That's not the coach's opinion or a source's opinion. It's my opinion. That's what I do. I believe if he's healthy, he'll be a better version of himself than we've seen yet. Now, that doesn't mean he's a MVP candidate,
right,
like he was in his heyday at Houston. I don't know if he'll ever be that quarterback again. But I think he, physically, if he's healthy, he's in his best shape, according to everyone. Mentally, he's in a good shape, to get over everything that went down the pike. And we have a new offensive system and coach who I think respects what he.
Now, you heard what Tony Grossi had to say. Now, did you hear the shot that he took at Mary Kay Cabot? And we'll dive deeper into it so y'all guys can understand and we can break this down on the shot that he took at Mary Kay Cabot. This is the shot that he took at Mary Kay Cabot. ESPN Cleveland. Tony Grossi said, "It's my opinion that Watson will prevail." At Tony Grossi on the Browns starting QB will be in 2026. That's the difference. He said, that's my opinion, not the coach's opinion, and not no sources. So who was he referencing that quote to or about? That was all about Mary Kay. Because Mary Kay said her sources, but she never said her opinion. And that goes to show you guys how Tony Grossi and Mary Kay Cabot really feel about Shedeur Sanders. They don't want no parts of Shedeur Sanders. They don't even want to give Shedeur Sanders a chance. Regardless of who the quarterback is in this upcoming 2026 for the Cleveland Browns, it's just going to cause some division. Because if you trot Deshaun Watson out there, if it's any kind of underline anything, if it's anything that is suspect, that Cleveland brass is going to let them know about it and hear about it. Because it seems like Tony Grossi and Mary Kay Cabot and Jason Lloyd, they don't even want to give Shedeur Sanders a chance. They still talking about 2027 draft, going out getting a quarterback. And now they got their eyes back on Arch Manning. See, that Arch Manning train started early last year, but then it cooled off because he looked like dog do. Now it's coming back around for 2027 because they know Deshaun Watson is not going to be in their building, and they still have Shedeur Sanders, and that Cleveland insiders wants no part of Shedeur Sanders. But Tony Grossi and Mary Kay Cabot, let them go back and forth. Both of them dislike Shedeur Sanders anyway, but they crashing out, taking shots at each other. I see everybody in the comment section, hashtag salute, If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops a hot banger. Oh, yeah. Just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.